Okay, guys, hi, back again. Just bear with me because there's a couple of things that I need to do, um, and I just can't get off the front screen there. That has to be copied. Uh, Put it on there. Now bloody YouTube decides to dump me, let alone a PC. Um, right, let me just quickly do that. I've got no idea. The PlayStation didn't crash. The weird thing is, the PlayStation was still broadcasting. It was YouTube that dumped me. Thanks, YouTube. Really appreciate it. Control V. Boom. And we'll go on the DTG feed. There we go. Bump. And I just need to go into Facebook. Come on. Evening all part 2. But can you comment your username on the other stream? Yeah, it's Hentis. 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 Didn't Facebook come up? Why didn't Facebook come up? H Hotel Echo Niagara Tim Igloo Sierra. I don't know what it is for tea. Oh dear. Right. Uh, Control V. Next. Share to groups. Train some more community. Done. Post. Oh, why am I seeing flashing lights? Hold on a minute. Oh no, we're fine. I thought it's okay. I thought we had idiots outside again, lights flashing and that, but no, it's not. Actually, I think I can close this up now. My solar light should stay on a little bit longer today because we've had sun all day and all of the night. Oh, right, okay. Let's take that off. There you go. Look, this is my username for the PS5. My PSN username. That's it there. Hi guys. Right, let me just do that. I've just got to sort the thingy out. It's D65, 69. He said 69. Video details. 21st. Yeah, that's fine. Select Train Sim World live streams. This is why I've got more live streams than what it actually says, because of the where things crash and I go into part B and part C sometimes. I'm just going to do the basics. I need it to go in. Get off. Get off. I need it to go in. Recording date has to be logged. Has to be down as Train Sim World 6. I know some of this can be done after the thingy, but some of it can't. There we go. Sort by top, newest, save. Anyone who is viewing who's not a member, you will not be able to chat after I do this. You have to become a subscriber to chat. I'm afraid it is what it is. Leaderboard thing is going to go. Because I just don't believe in it. I think it's just a piece of crap that encourages people to spam chat, which is sometimes annoying. And I need to set the where is it? I need to set the there we go. Automatic, so it comes up manual. So you should have, if you just press refresh on your browser, you shouldn't get many or any adverts, because I've just changed it to manual insert and manual advert inserts. So that's down to me. Right, so you should be back. This is why I don't like having to restart a stream when it streams. Right, okay. Right. But that's it. Hentis. That is my username. Just type it in. Find friend. Hentis. On the PS5. Just send me a friend request. Good to know that we are not restarting the service. We're just going to carry on. Hi again, Kanan. Oh, I don't know if you did join me in the last one, but hi, Kanan. Yeah, I just had to restart the stream. Right, so what you do, just write my username down on a little bit of paper. It's in the chat now. I just typed it. Hentis. Hentis. Just write it down on a bit of paper, and then just basically just when he's off the PS5, whenever it is, don't push him off it. If he's on the game, don't worry about it. I'm still be here tomorrow, so No, you carry on, General. You carry on, mate. I've got 30 miles to go. How far have you got to go? I have gone down to a lower broadband service as well. I don't think this would affect it, because I was playing multiplayer with Matt P on Wreckfest. When was it? Oh, you got 26 miles to go. Okay. On Tuesday, so yeah, and I was streaming it live as well, so that's a bit of a weird one. But I expect to see more of that at some point. More of that's gonna happen. But yeah, this is annoying. But I mean, on the PC, if Train Sim World crashes, all I got to do is just reload it, and the stream stays. You were asking. Oh, what were you asking, Carl? Sorry. Yeah, I got a suspicion because it started buffering, and now it's not doing anything. It's just, oh, there it is. Yes, Bradley. Right, let's crack on. I can't... If the 90 was the wrong build, what the fuck happened to the right build? I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I honestly, I mean, to be honest, if he keeps saying it was the wrong build sent, it was the wrong build sent, fine, use that excuse. But there again, Dovetail should be double checking to make sure if they said it's the right build, it's the right build, we'll send it. Then basically, Lost in the post. Well, I don't think it's all sent in the post stuff these days, is it? Why is that doing that? Let me just... There we go, that should be better. There we are. I've got the screen back now. So where are we? We're 26 miles. We're marathon distance away from Peterborough. I just, I think they should just shut up about the whys and wherefores. Okay, someone fucked up somewhere, fine. Just get on and do the bloody fix it. It's just bloody annoying. I think the timetable is a complete pile of puppy poo as well. So the guys, I think we're talking about on-track signalling. On-track... The guys that did the timetable for Euston's thingy Southwest, Euston, Milton Keynes, on-track, whatever they are, they've added Class 90s as a recent update to... They've added Freightliner Class 90s as a recent update to the timetable. I mean, No, not all aboard. Not all aboard. No. No. I'm talking about on-tracks. The editor-made on-track simulation. There you go. The PC editor made West Coast Mainline South timetable. It adds 1,000. Well, it basically is 1,550 odd services, not including the AI services. Adds the HST. You'll see it. Basically, the video that I've got coming out features a service on using that timetable. You'll also see it on Monday if you are about, as I will be streaming, running certain services on it for 8 hours on Monday. So yeah, from the PC. But it also includes branded containers as well. And it uses the branded containers on the FCA and FKA EWS intermodal wagons, so the original ones that come with GWE and the intermodal, the cargo line intermodal ones as well. So yeah, it's it also has the NMT HST services on it, Pendolino services that are in the Virgin Silk colours, so they're red and mostly all white, and then you have the Avanti Silk, which is just they're all white with no branding. And driven 80 miles in the 801 LNER. Nice. Various 350s. Nearly 700 timetable services for is it 700 for the underground? 600 or 700? It's literally a full timetable for the London Underground. It has the 378s and the 710s doing the Watford DC lines, as well as doing the Mildmay line as well that goes over at Wilston Junction. You do get to see AI Freight going over there at Wilston Junction, and on the other one, I can't remember what the line's called. So yeah. There's Class 90s, 66s in the yard at Wembley. Thing is, though, there's no DB 90s, although they were running back then in the 2019. But yeah, there's no 805s because they weren't running in 2019. So this will mean I've got to, when I do the first stream, I've got to make sure I have the link to this stream as a card and a player at the end of the first stream. And when I get to the end of the second stream, I have to make sure I have the link for the link for the first stream, so I can put it in the second stream at the end. If you get my drift, it does get a bit confusing sometimes. Rex Tactics stream crashed last night. Was it the stream or was it the PlayStation or whatever it was he's on? I don't know what he uses. I think I'm sub to him. I think, not 100% sure. Rex Tactics. I've heard of him, so yeah, he's all right actually for a streamer. Yeah, he's been about for a bit. Other streamers available. Yeah, he's a YouTuber. But yeah, was he on PC? Was he on PlayStation? Was it the stream crash or did the game crash? You got to be a little bit more proactive on the information. When you just say his stream crashed last night, was it YouTube crash and his game kept going, or was it the actual game? Specific, yeah, sorry. Hi again, Railway Man. Yeah, sorry, I can't. Sometimes I blame my many hairs for this. Sometimes I just can't get the right words out. Be a bit more specific. Did the actual game crash? If it was on console, PlayStation, he would have lost the stream automatically, because that's what happens. If the game crashes, you lose the YouTube stream. If you're on PC and the game crashes, you don't lose the stream. You just lose the game. The game crashes. You have to restart the game. Twitch, I think the stream pauses if the game crashes, and then you can restart it. The game. Okay, right. So, was he on PC, console, or what? Do you know? Do we get to see the GBR 802? Good to be back. You put some more money in the meter. It's actually YouTube that crashed, not me. This time. Blame YouTube. Unfortunately, the nature of this game, it will crash. You know, there's not much you can do about it, to be honest. It is what it is. It happens to the finest of people with the dog's danglies worth of PC equipment. Yeah. Oh, get this gun ready, Bradley. You got yellow. It is annoying when it streams, and this is why I particularly have, and we were very lucky on this. Although this officially it was the stream that crashed, not the game, but it still meant I had to set it up. This is the only problem with the PlayStation. You literally have to set everything up after you go live. If you're streaming directly from the PlayStation, if you're streaming directly from or via the PC, you can have the game on, but you'll be streaming via the PC. So the PlayStation will be going into the PC gubbery-doos, and the PC will be streaming it. So you won't be streaming from the PlayStation, but from the PC. There's certain equipment that you got to have for certain bit to do that. I do have the Elgato capture device, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse to set up and everything. And there's something else that I got to have as well, which I don't have, and I'm not dishing out for that. So, yeah. But if I'm on the PC, like I said, if the game crashes, the stream stays where it is. So I'm still chatting to you while I'm booting up Train Sim World. But if it crashes on the game crashes on here, then basically, yeah, it's starting the stream again. And apart from it being rather bloody annoying, 5.8 miles to Peterborough. Oh, another 800-ish. We still get some of them down through to Eastleigh. So it's starting to get a bit juddery on the old frame rates now, because obviously we're approaching Peterborough. So there's a fair amount of locos there. But with... and this is what I put my hats off to Skyhook and Adam and whoever else did the timetable in this. They copied Dovetail's timetable, but what they've done is they've taken out a lot of the locos and the wagons that were just too much stored around Doncaster, which brought the frame rates down. So they've made it play a lot easier. So there will be some trains at Peterborough, but not as many as what there would be if they used if it was the original timetable. So this copy has more rolling stock kind of taken out of it. Shit happens and you die. That is so true. Yeah. Usually shit happens when you're about to be smushed into a million pieces with something coming at you with fast rate of knots. So approaching the yard, which is just down there, and we got some signals. It should in theory just be all yellows. So yeah, unfortunately, if you are joining me from where you were watching before, the stream, it wasn't the game crash, the game kept playing. Strangely enough, the broadcast was still on, the PlayStation, it was still broadcasting. It was actually the YouTube dumped me for some strange reason, so yeah. But it has done that before in the past. It's the first time in ages it's done it now, though. Or today. But we're back. It's the Russians, that's what it is, blame them. They're tapping in. Right, so we've got to bring it down a bit more. Full of yellows, full of yellows. So if on the PC now that I'm running in, if I was playing this on the PC, these containers here would all be branded. So we've got a first loco, we've got a train waiting to go. EWS is booked. So these grey containers would be Maersk. M-A-E-R-S-K. Don't tell me it's a bloody O-N-E one. Really? Yeah. That's not mine. Right, frame rate's dropped. If this crashes now, I won't be back. It just is what it is, because I'm not going to keep starting the stream. If I lose the console, then if I lose it on the console, then I'll lose the stream. You just passed the professor. Yay! So we're okay into the platform. That's cool. Red ahead. I think the removals, a lot of the rolling stock, which really the static stock, was good because it you can at least play it without dropping off. Got a couple of locos there at the what you call it? It's GBRF one, and we have the plumber again. I think it is. (792) 025 and the plumber. Oh, we're going over there. Platform 1. Was this the platform where the Lumo went through at 70 miles an hour? It's only supposed to go through at 20. Oh, you're going to beat me. 21,039 and a platinum. Nice. So the 158s and the 700 share the same platform. I mean, it would be great to have London King's Cross to Peterborough. What the fucking hell? So that's another one for passengers being dicks. So, well, we're a bit of a minute and a half late, but hey, you know, DB, they'd be on time with that, wouldn't they? Good Lord, summer already. Don't think I've actually come into platform 1 very often. And we will hit the DRA. 20,686. Oh, get a little bit extra for using the DRA. Yay. Lock the doors. Oh, cheers. Just kick me out. 20,936 and a platinum. Unfortunately, unlucky. Should think not, you get arrested. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, so that's that one. Right. Let's go back to main menu. Now, if you're asking why doesn't he go back to timetable, do another one? Because for me, I'd rather have that it just drops everything out of the cache, and then it just by just reloading the main menu and then going back in that way, it's so much easier. Because I find that if you do end-to-end service sort of thing, you just start having problems, and this is where problems will occur, where you don't come out, you don't refresh the cache, and yeah, you're just doing end-to-end runs on the same route. You just have problems with it. It's so easy just to come out. Yeah, you could probably get away with it 1 or 2 times, but doing it about 4 or 5 times, you just start asking for problems. Right, anyone, whoever, I don't know, someone who's just subbed, whatever, type stop in the chat. Oh, Bradley was there first. What have we got? Oh, I can't read it. Oh dear. This is an interesting one. Okay. I haven't played this one for a while. I will check on the database when I last played it. We are going stateside. Any ideas? What do you reckon? We are going stateside. Bradley has got it. Nutcrack. No. Bradley's got it. It's Sherman Hill. I haven't played that one. I can't tell you when I last played it. I will tell you tomorrow because I'll be checking on the database. Can I do it on here? Hold on a minute. Oh no, it will want me to sign in. Where's Microsoft 365? Bet you it want me to sign in. Nope, doesn't want to know. So yeah, I'll have to do it on a PC. Nutsake. What? Nutsake. Nutsaki. Hi, Nutsaki. Oh god, you crack me up sometimes. Right, so Sherman Hill. Sherman. Is it Hauptstrecke Sherman Hill? Or Ludwigsbahn Sherman Hill? Schnellfischstrecke Sherman Hill. Shane Lammy. I do like this route though. That's the thing. I do. So I've not played this since before last year. Since before August last year. Since before August last year. Oh my god. Okay, so we don't have any. Deliver sand from Laramie Yard to the cement manufacturer. We'll start off with that one. We'll start off with a short one. What do you reckon? We'll get in the swing of things. I'll probably only spat it anyway, but you know what it is. Deliver sand from Laramie Yard to the cement manufacturer. Right, what have we got hanging about? Oh, do we have the special liveries on this? Oh, hell yeah! So that's my pair of locos. Hold on, is this the one that I think I'm supposed to run round? Wasn't there a service that we couldn't do because we were supposed to run round the service? Yeah, one of the scenarios for the pack is to gather all the special liveries. Yeah, I've done that one. Now, what I mean is one of these cement services you couldn't do because all the points are wrong, and it gave you all the sent you to the wrong areas, and it's never been fixed. Oh, there's a surprise. There's the bell end. Is that the heater? We don't want the heater on. No. Put the headlights on. Make them shine! Blind them. Turn him off. I just need to check in the options as well, wherever they are, that I have automatic points on. Oh. Let me just come out of that, because it was putting things on which I didn't really want it on. Delete it. Delete what? It's... There you go. Automatic jet set manual junctions. That's not working then, because I've had to reset those junctions. Wow, there's a surprise. It's Dovetail. Oh dear. Let's go. Let's put Ron in your tank. I was actually, we're not playing oh, Bradley, when you play Grand Theft Auto Online, don't forget, every day when you play, obviously when you sign it, log in, go to the casino and go to the, what you call it, wheel on the casino, because you get a free prize. I actually won 30,000 credits the other day. You do it now. Nice back driving some US freight. That's a nice sturdy framework for a bridge, isn't it? And that actually does exist. There's a camera at the station over there. There's a station here somewhere, and it has that bridge or that bridge. That's very close. Oh no, we're fine. Yeah, so every time you play, if you play a different day, go to the casino and hit the old lucky wheel, spin the wheel thing. Clothing, you can get rep, you know, your XP basically. You can win the car that's on the rostrum. I've never won that yet. Right, let's go and stand in my position. Ah, don't do that. Do this. Couple of mil would be nice. Yeah, they don't give you that though. But yeah, if look at the I can't remember what the big Railcam company is in America. Look at their live stream. They have Laramie on there. Okay, cheers, Keegan. Thanks for popping in. Really appreciate it. Have a good night. Huh? We're gonna push that 3 miles. Are you Oh, I guess I'm standing on the end of it for 3 miles. I thought the cement works was up that way. Let's go then. Keegan, the guy that just said goodbye. Oh, Lee, sorry, Lee. Oh, sorry, Lee. Keegan is my great nephew. But I've not seen him in a few years. Shall we stand on? No, stand on there. Farmer Dan, hello. Sorry you haven't been around for 2 weeks. You've had a really shit couple of weeks. Sorry, mate. Hear that? No, that's fine. You know, the streams are always there to watch. You know, as and when you can, really. So, you know, it's not a written rule that you have to attend every time. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't apologise. Just. In fact, actually, yeah, you're in detention for 30 minutes. You can write 500 times, I must not miss a stream. Okay? No, you're fine. Oh, this is the oil works. Ah, right. No, that's appreciated. No, it's good. But yeah, just no, it's everything's all appreciated. But yeah, just you can always watch stuff back as well because that helps support as well because it still brings up the views. But yeah, you know, as and when, you know, it's not. You know, you're not going to get fined, or I'm not going to give you a detention, sort of thing. So yeah, but no, I know what you mean. It is appreciated. I love everyone's support. So we are now travelling 3 miles in reverse. So we may get to see some traffic run by. I think we have to shunt these in separate sidings. 10 vehicles, 20 vehicles, 10 vehicles, 10 vehicles, 10 vehicles, yeah. I mean, they'll usually have a shunter hanging on the side of this, and he'll be there on the radio to the driver, saying, you know, come back, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Basically, keep going until I tell you to stop. But keep it under 50. We might be able to get one more route in after this. don't think we have any trains coming in. So you recognise this route now? Because there is a third route. So you got two runs from here, I think it is. Runs from could be here, and it runs all the way up to about there. But they've never put it in. You had an eye infection, you had family problems, and you got this nasty rash on your leg. Got infected, you had to go to the hospital and get put on an IV drip of antibiotics. Been there with the IV when I had an infection after I had my appendix out. But yeah, just look after yourself. It's what you got to do. Just take it easy, look after yourself. Family, you know, you do your best to put your family first, but you know, one of the things is you got to look after yourself, you know, at the end of the day, because no one else will look after you apart from yourself. I know that. Now, like I said, you know, just as and when, you know, if you feel you can pop in, you know. Have me on in the background. I'll probably send you to sleep. I know I'll send myself to sleep sometimes. But yeah, I remember waking up in pain about I had my appendix out on the Thursday, went home on the stayed in hospital on the Thursday itself overnight, went home on the Friday, just basically took it easy that day, went to bed, and it was a Saturday morning at 4:15 I woke up in excruciating pain. So, and they did say, you know, if you get any sort of pain, discomfort, phone 999. But that's what I didn't want to do it, but my mum turned around and said, no, you need to, you know, you need the ambulance. So yeah, phone 999. They all came out. They were there by about 4:45. Blue flashy lights, so everyone was looking out their windows because they'd all been woken up by the siren and the flashing lights. They just looked at me and they went, "No, we got to get him into hospital." I said to her, I said, "Look, I'll message them, whatever." I said, "Just make yourself comfy, just shut the door, put the lock on." I said, "I'll phone them and I'll let them know, you know, sort of thing, the rest of the family." And so even then I was like going into hospital under blue lights, and I was still making sure that she was doing the right thing. And I said to them, I'll get them to let me know, and then I'll message them to someone to come down, you know, to sit with my mum and that. And then it was thought, well, they had to give me, they gave me 2 lots of antibiotics, bring my temperature down and everything. They gave me, what do they call it? They said they may have done something which they shouldn't have done. So they said you got to wait to have a I can't remember what they call them now, where they feel you would die, and you go into a scanner and it checks to make sure that you're not bleeding where you shouldn't be. But then it wasn't conclusive, so they put me up onto a private ward, and they said you'll be going down later on tonight for an emergency operation. CT scan, that's it. Yeah, cheers. And it was like, oh. Yeah, it's one of those. And it's just like, I was like, yeah, I was going to be going to have an emergency operation. But they had the surgeon look at the results. Then they came up and then did, in the ward, I had, what do they call that? What pregnant women have? Not a baby, for God's sake, don't say that, Bradley. They have a scan, like with gel. This is the fucking many airs, I can't remember shit. Ultrasound, that's it, yep. Told you, many airs, I can't remember shit, it's ridiculous. I had to have one of them. The surgeon was there and they couldn't really see anything. And they said there's nothing obvious that's sticking out that shouldn't be there. They said everything is there. They said it just probably just you've picked up an infection. The tests are coming back that your temperature is going down, but they said we're going to keep you in for another couple of hours, just how it goes. They said, but then you can go home. And yeah, so that was after I had my appendix out. And then what? That was the June, and it was my birthday a week later, so I really couldn't go out celebrating. And then back in August, that's when my mum had her life-saving operation. And then 3 weeks after that, she came out of hospital. A week after she was out of hospital, I went in and had my hernia repair in the same year, in 2018. So at least, I mean, with mum though, we didn't know whether she survived it or not. Which at least we got another 5 years out of her. So yeah, 5 years of hell, but it's been 3 years of hell at the moment for me. So yeah, it's just it's just trying now to get back to some sort of normality. And it's like I explained this to the job coach, and he said to me, he asked me, he goes, what is the thing that you don't want to do? Why don't you want to do shift work? And I just told him, I said, basically it all goes back to that I'd done shift work before. I said, even though I said when I was back looking after my mum, I said I was working full time, then I was coming home looking after her. So I said, when I got in, I was sorting her stuff out. I was then getting her tea, getting my tea, getting her sorted for, you know, she'll sit down, watch TV sort of thing, cup of tea and all that. And I said, then basically I'd do my thing. I said I couldn't go out as much. I said because basically I couldn't really leave her. I said, yeah, I could leave her for about 20 or 30 minutes. I said if there was like a train coming in down the station, I said I'll go and get a video or photograph of it. I said, but yeah, that's about it. I said that I'd have to have someone here there to look after her if I was to go out for about 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours. I said, so basically I then ended up doing shift work as well. That I'd start on a twilight shift. I said towards the end when I was working before they made me redundant. And I said it was just hell. It was absolutely hell. I said I'd come in at 11:30, get her to bed, then sit down, make myself something to eat. And I said I just couldn't do it. It was just too much. A baby, yeah. Cheers, Bradley. And I said the other thing is, I said I've done shift work, done night work. I'm not interested in it. I said I've done all this stuff and I work 8-hour days and I get home, look after my mum. I said I didn't have a life. I said I want to go out at night and have a life at night if I'm not doing other things inside, you know, at home. I said with mum I couldn't. They said, yeah, but you'll be able to do that through the day. I said no. I said because I'll be knackered. I said you do a 12-hour shift. I said, especially if like I've got to be there at like for a 6 a.m. start. That means I've got to be up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I said, oh, wrong brakes. I said, so I'm there get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, have my breakfast, get there for a 6 a.m. start, no matter whether it's bus or whatever. I said, do my 12 hours, finish at 6, and I've got to wait for the next bus to get home. So that won't get me home till about 8 o'clock at night. Say 7:30, 8 o'clock. I said, then I've got to sort myself out, have something to eat. I said, I don't want to be doing that. I said, I'm just not interested in doing shift work, anything like that. And he goes, I understand. He said, but you got to understand that there's a lot of warehouse jobs that they want people working twilight shifts. They want people working early morning start shifts. I said, yeah, but I said, there's plenty of people warehouses that there are jobs from the hours that I want, between 7:30 and 1800. I said, unfortunately, some of them require you to have a full driving licence. I said, that's not my fault. I said, DVLA took that away from me. Oh, God, yeah. We all need to have a life, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not having DWP telling me I have to take that job. And if they threaten me with sanctions, I'm saying, well, you're bullying me into taking it. And it's not right. So no, they're okay mostly with it. But sometimes I suspect I'll go with someone that just doesn't agree with what I say, and they just like they'll do everything to force me into taking a job that I don't want to do, and I won't have that. And my mum always told me, stand up for what you think is right, and I always have done and I always will do. And it wasn't me that put the windows through on the job centre today. Honestly, Gov. Yeah, definitely. We all need to have a life, you know. I remember asking some guy. I said, "Well, you know," he said about doing like what Carl does, 12-hour shifts. You do like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. one week, then you do 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next week. But you do 5 days of it. You know, you obviously have your days off, sort of thing, what you need. And I turned around and said to him, I said I'm not interested in that. I said, plus it's too far for me to go. Because I said to her, I said, what am I going to do at midnight? I said, there's no buses from there at midnight. He goes, oh, you pay for a taxi. I said, do you think I'm that fucking rich, do you? And then, you know, he said to me, he goes, I think you're just making excuses because you don't want to do it. I said, you're right, I don't want to do it. I said, but I'm not making excuses. I'm being, what you call it? I'm being realistic. And he just started moaning about stuff. I said, right, okay. So I said, let's be honest then. All right, okay. I said, let's be honest. Oh, actually, let's stick in there a minute. Where is it? What's the... Oh, I've got to sit in the engineer's seat. Fucking hell, come on. I said, right. I said, if you're in the same position as me, would you do it? Would you do that job? And he just wouldn't answer. I said, answer the question. I said, if you were in my position, would you take that job? And he just wouldn't answer. He just stayed silent. He goes, right, okay, so you don't want to do that. I said, no, can't. I said, answer the question. I said, if you were in the same position as me, would you take that job? Would you do that job? He turns around and he says, no, because I'm working here. I said, nah. I said, if you're in the same position as me, would you do that job? He just wouldn't answer it. I said, well, now you know how I feel. Makes me so pissed off on that you over a boat you will get looked after. Well, in a way, they kind of don't, to a degree, because they're not allowed to work. But yeah, some of them they do find work. How, I don't know. And there are a lot of people that will, or a lot of companies that will employ illegal immigrants. Which, I mean, we had a hotel round here about a year ago that they were raided by Border Force, and they were all illegal immigrants on the hotel. And the guy said he's been forced to shut down. What do you expect? Sympathy from people? But yeah, I'm not happy. You know, I think personally, I think the French should be doing a lot more to stop them coming over, which they don't. We paid them God knows how much money a year, over $1 million, to police it. They're not doing their job, personally, I believe. Why am I not moving? Oh, I got bailed off. There we go. But that's just that, you know, other people will not agree with me on that. That's entirely up to them. I'm not a reform voter or anything. In fact, to be honest, I didn't even bother really. Why am I not freaking moving, man? Because your brakes are fucking cut out, you twat. Cheese and surrendering. I mean, I've voted in the past. I've voted Conservative. In times, I've never voted Labour. I will never vote Labour. Oh, I've got to bail off again, haven't I? I'll admit. I voted in the general election. I voted in the local elections last year. I didn't vote in this year's local elections. I've already been called a reform voter supporter since the last few weeks on some of my comments that I've made. I said, "I'm sorry to disappoint you." I said, but I never voted in the last local elections. I said I wouldn't even vote for them. I said I wouldn't even. I said I put down in the post I wouldn't even give them the sweat off my balls if they were on fire. That's how bad I got. When the guy delivering reform leaflets comes to your block of flats, walks past you as he comes in, doesn't even say thank you because you open the door, and he stinks of weed, then, you know, I'm not saying it's a candidate, and he starts putting leaflets in. I said, mate, don't put leaflets in my one. I'm not in that one. I'm not interested. He goes, oh, do you want it? I went, mate, I'm not fucking interested. What do you not hear? No, I made sure that he just like put the leaflets there and went. Made sure that he didn't put one in my thing. I just don't believe in them. I just have my certain views on certain things. And if people don't like it, that's their problem. They got to deal with it. That's their problem, them problem. Me, if I don't want to vote, then I don't want to vote. You know, and your people turn around and rightfully say, "Well, you don't have a say on how the country's run." I can say what I want. I can say what I want. But they turn around and say, "Not about politics." Yes, I can. But you're not voting, so can what? I can say what I want. You can't stop me. Simple as. But that is just my view. You know? People are entitled to their views, yeah. I'll grant them that. I mean, to be honest... Oh, wrong one. People are never going to like change on anything. You know, that's the thing. That's the be all and end all. People will not like change. I mean, there was a referendum in our local Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole constituency of the council on whether we should become a one unitary authority council. So it's basically, instead of having 3 councils, we have one council called BCP, no relation to Bradley. Majority of people voted no, yet the council still went ahead and done it. And it's the worst. They are the most crooked council out. They are awful. Absolutely awful. Brakes are off. Brakes are off. You can now hear that the brakes are off. They bled off. Only politics you cared for was the Harnforth Parish Council in 2019-21. You have no authority there. I nearly read that as Handjob Parish Council. But, you know, people say, oh, I mean, for back when I first started, it's just like, it was drilled into me, you had to vote. You know, when I first started where I did my apprenticeship, it was unionised there, you know, and if you didn't vote, you didn't get a say. You could not moan about it. And they were all like that. It's all unionised, you know, all yes brother, all this sort of crap and everything. I don't buy into that shit, because at the end of the day, you know, I paid my union dues, whatever. But they turn around and say, oh, if you don't vote in a general election, you cannot talk about politics. And if someone started, you know, who said about politics and they were going on about, oh, what about all this, what about that? But if they knew that you didn't vote, because as you were a young 16, 18-year-old kid, you're quite naive, whatever, and what you believed in, you say, oh, I'm not voting for those bastards. And they'll turn around and say, you don't get a choice to say then how they run the country. But then if you were to try and join them round the table at lunch, sort of discussing politics, and then you put your word in, they'll turn around and say, what are you talking about? You never voted, so you can't talk about it. Shut up. And it's just like that. And they'll say, get off the table, go off. And they wouldn't want you there. That's how bad it was back in, you know, this is the 80s when I started work. I mean, I don't know what it's like now because I don't deal with unions. Or I haven't for over 30 odd years. And to be honest, I don't know if I was to move into, if I was to go into a place where there was a union, you know, you get all the brother stuff, you get all the, you know, it's pay your dues, they'll look up, the union will look after you, blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, yeah, will they though? You know, no disrespect, but it's just like, it's just another thing like the government tax or council tax, whatever you've got to pay on the off chance, like, you know, life insurance or medical cover that you have a really bad accident or something like that, or if someone runs into you at work and you know, you lose a leg, it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda, maybe not. So, you know, and there's going to be people that are very staunch union supporters and whatever. But for me, at that age, you know, I joined, but I just really didn't understand it. And then obviously when I got made redundant, I went elsewhere. There was no unions there and all that sort of thing, and it's just like, yeah, you know, fine, you just get on with it. Oh god, yeah. I mean, I did have my PIP claim refused, which I knew I would, to be honest. That's not why the windows were put through. I didn't do that. But it's you know, when people turn around and say you don't have a voice, you do have a voice, and you can speak that voice, and don't let anyone tell you any different. That's how I see it. Doesn't matter, you know, when you see some commercials running, some TV stations running commercials. Especially, you know, you don't vote, you don't, no vote, no voice. I've got a voice. I can say what I want, and if people don't like it, tough shit. And you'll always have someone there trying to shut you up because they're just fanatical like that. But yeah, you know, it's the way this country is at the moment. It's not in a current decent place, to be honest. I mean, one thing that I will say, the local elections, or these government elections, local government elections, look how it all turned out for Labour. Now they're more hell-bent now on tearing themselves apart and wanting to choose a new leader than govern the country. Govern the fucking country. That's what we want you to do. Stop with this shit fucking, oh, let's leave the cabinet, fuck the country up even more. We had the Conservatives that were really, really good. What the fuck? You had the Conservatives that are really, really good at that after every freaking election. As soon as someone fired in the wrong direction in the Conservative Party, oh, we need a new leader! You know what I mean? Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. And now Labour's continuing that trend. Oh yeah, it is all fucked. And if people are listening to this, sorry, you know, but, you know, all the time that I voted the last 4 or 5 years, apart from this year, even in the general election, I voted independent. I don't think you can legitimately complain about a government if you didn't vote, even if you think your vote will make no difference. That's the thing that I argue with, because I have a voice and I can say what I want. Whether people take note of it, I don't care. You know what I mean? It don't make a difference to me. I just don't like people telling me that I can't complain. I can complain. At the end of the day, I can. Whether anything gets done, you know, it's you know, it's one of those things. Whether it will get done or not, you know, it's. I mean, I think everyone should vote. You have a right to vote. Use it. I think there's no excuse for me that I didn't vote. I didn't have one. I just didn't bother. Would it, to be honest, would it have made a difference? I don't think it would. I would have gone independent. I won't vote for Conservatives or Self-Servitives, and I won't vote for Labour pains. And the other idiots, I definitely wouldn't vote for. And that's why I always vote independent. I just did not feel like voting earlier on this month. I got a lot more problems to think about, or had a lot more problems to think about than voting, to be honest. Everyone should vote. I totally agree with that. You have the right to do it. Other countries, they do not get that right. You can obviously vote your opinion, but it carries less weight if you didn't try to change things. Oh, yeah. Well, it's like that classic meme, isn't it? Oh, no, another one? There's too much stuff, politics going on. All that sort of shit. Not another one. I can remember that. That is classic. And it's true. It's like what I think a lot of the country will think about is like, whenever, like I said, whenever someone farted wrong or did anything wrong in the Conservative Party, it was like, oh my God, we need a new leader. I mean, look at the idiot that was Prime Minister. For what? 3 weeks? And the Queen had enough of her. She died. And then she was voted in by, you know, the conservative members. And look at the state of what she left the country in when she went out. Liz Truss, yeah. Outlasted by lettuce. Yeah. You know, it's just like, oh. She was. Oh. Yeah. I just really, you know, you can look back at how it all went, you know, how the country changed when we decided that we wanted to leave the EU. The actual fact that we did leave, and people say, no, we can't because it wasn't a right referendum, blah, blah, blah. Well, they put it to the vote. And if you don't agree with that vote, then what is the point of the British the British Constitution. That if you do have a vote and it doesn't go against what you want, then you can easily say, oh no, we were just having a laugh. No, it's all right. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether you did vote to leave the EU or you didn't, you know? Whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do. You always thought it was right at the time of being. Partying while people's families were dying, yeah. You know, sitting there basically saying, you must stay at home. I mean, you know, to be honest, I did have COVID. I did get COVID. But I followed everything on the COVID rules, all that sort of thing. I got COVID six weeks after my mum died. Boom. And her and me, had been in the hospital all through one of the worst periods of COVID. And I was visiting her every day. And they did tell me I didn't have to go up there every day to see her. I said, but, you know, Mum said that I had to go up to see her. And at that time, I was actually furloughed. I worked through one lockdown. The first lockdown I didn't. I was furloughed. And then the second lockdown, I worked through it. Because I said I can't stay at home. But then I had to make it basically face mask up and make sure that I took a COVID test every bloody day. But yeah, I did all the stuff with COVID. And the thing that got me, you had people wearing surgical gloves going into a shop where they've already used those gloves a couple of times before out shopping. So they're transferring stuff from one shop to another shop. I had people telling me I was a killer because I was taking Mum out. And gas masks, yeah. Bong masks. I was a killer because I was taking Mum out during the COVID lockdown. And that she should have had a mask on. She should be wearing a mask. And someone said, oh, took one out of her pocket and said, I've got a mask for her. I said, she ain't fucking putting that on her face. Not from where you just taken it, love. I said, just get away from her. Yeah, but, you know, my mum is wheelchair bound. She's housebound. She could walk around the house. She had like a little Tees-made trolley. That, would help her get around the place. And people always thought they knew what was best for her. Do you know what I mean? Because they see her in the forklift. They see her in the wheelchair. You know, they see she was in a bit of pain. She goes, oh, she's in pain there. I said, she's fine. She's okay. She's tired. She's had a bad night, and she wanted to come out. Oh, she shouldn't be out in this. And my mum would look at me saying, what's she going on about? And then she's saying that you shouldn't be out. She goes, oh, tell her to fuck off. That's my mum. That's my mum. My mum would, I'm like my mum, she would not hesitate to tell someone to fuck off. Oh yeah, she called a spade, basically. It's weird because there were parts of the time where I had a very bad chest infection, which I kind of had to go to the hospital for. I did have a COVID test and everything. I was in there for about 6-7 hours, but they put me in an isolation ward because they didn't know. But no, it turned out I had a very bad chest infection. It wasn't COVID. You was kicking door handles and getting people to cough in your face Do you think you could bloody catch COVID? Had to go to work every day. Yeah, but I mean, for me, it was the first time with the lockdown. It was literally, they didn't really know, and it was a big, but what can we do? Can we do this? Can we do that? And because I'd have, with type 2 diabetes, you have a lower immune system. So that was like, it wasn't my choice to be furloughed. It was the company, they said they're going to furlough me. The boss actually then said he's going to go furlough, but he's going to work from home. So, yeah. And they turned around and said to me, I'm not allowed out, I have to stay at home. And I said, well, I can't do that. I said, I'll be going out. I said, but I'll be just going out for little walks. Or if I need to do shopping, I said, I have to do that. They said, well, what about your family? I said, yeah, good luck with that. I said, they don't even come around and look after my mum. But I need her for a care, need carers for her. So he said, well, just, you know, make sure you wear a face mask. And there was a time when it's like they did actually during the lockdown, they actually did prescribe me because of this really bad chest infection I had, which wasn't COVID, because I had to keep going back for COVID tests every couple of days. I had a inhaler. And I could, because my breath was so short, I couldn't wear a mask. And again, I had people saying you should be wearing a mask. I was like, I had my little sunflower. Do you know what I mean? The little sunflower card. I have asthma. Yeah, you can go to work, but don't go to work. But if you can go to work, do go to work, but don't go to work. It was that. It was that. It was not well thought out at all. But you know, my mum, who was primarily housebound, she was frustrated enough that she was having to be on oxygen 24/7. She had a nasal cannula, basically oxygen tubes up her nose, and whenever she had to go to the toilet, she had to carry this tube around with her from the oxygen. She had I can't remember what they call them. It helps you breathe. It's a machine that's on. It's horrible in the summer because it produces a lot of heat. And we had it in the bedroom with a little tube that runs round into a big oxygen tube that runs into the living room. So she should go to the kitchen, go to the living room, and go to the toilet with this tube trailing behind her. But she had to make sure that she didn't trip over it. She made me bloody... I tripped over it for quite a few times, I'll tell you that. So she had that. So this was my mum. She's housebound. She couldn't go out to town on her own. This was the woman that 2 years previous could walk down into town and get the bus back with her shopping trolley, little four-wheel push shopping trolley. 2 years later, she can't even do that. Then she gets told she has to stay in. You know, the news was spreading fast in 2020, whatever it was, of this new virus that is going global, and people were starting to die from it. The Chinese are saying, oh no, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here, it's all fine, tickety-boo. Yeah, cheers China. And then basically cases started coming over here, people were dying, all that sort of thing, whatever you believed in it, but people were dying from it. That was it. People were dying from it. Whether you believed it or not. So, the fact is, I did what I could. I did what I was told to do. Stay home, whatever. You know, I was furloughed. But Mum had to go out. You found your Southern face mask the other day. Oh, cool. I don't know where it came from. I know that the fact that Chinese people do tend to eat stuff when it's still alive. And I think they were kind of saying that was part of it, from food that was not killed or cooked. But the fact is, my mum, I had to get my mum, A, for my mental health. Don't forget, I'm her carer, and I'm also at home, furloughed. And, you know, my mental health was shit. Her mental health was worse than mine because she can't get out on her own. So you think, what, she used to be able to get out, go down pool, be very independent. You know what I mean? And I say go down pool, go downtown. You know, walk down the town, see her friends, talk to the bus person in the bus that she knows. You know, she couldn't do that on her own. So she had to depend on me to do that. Depend on me to get her in and out of bed. And I learnt a lot through that, and one of them was never trust your family. Yeah, I think the main cause they'll never know. Bloody Chinese, they know. They're never going to say it, are they? Chinese, for fuck's sake. But yeah, so Mum had to go out, and basically I would not. Yeah, I've seen videos like that. I've seen videos like that, just like nope, and articles. I'm like my mum. I will not take shit for an answer. So when I have someone saying she should be wearing a face mask, you should be wearing a face mask, I then get the really you really see the really sarcastic me. And you know, oh hello, look, freight train going in. I mean, one of the things someone said, oh, you should be wearing a face mask, and I turned around and said, where did you get your medical degree? The Facebook University? You know, and I just like, they say no, it's the law. I said right. I said, do you see these little green cards on there that say we don't have to wear them? Oh yeah, but you should be wearing them. These people sound familiar. So at the end of the day, they all get told to fuck off. Then they start getting arsey because you told them to fuck off. Because they think they're right. I do quite like this when you see the trains coming through. I wonder if they got the container on there that really upsets people. But I won't take shit from people who just want to, you know, they want to put their nose into your life, into your business, and they'll just get told where to go. And if it offends them, I don't care. 8,650. You already got a gold, as I've done this one before, but you thought you'd do it again. Oh, cool. Imagine all of those being branded. Oh, hello. It is quite nice where you're going slow down here and you just see a train going past you and it's just like, that's long. Oh, you got some locos on the back. One of them's a special one. It's one of the livery pack ones. Going to be hot the weekend? Yes, it is. Yeah, 29 down here on Tuesday. I will have my fans out, not the only fans, on Monday because my PC will be producing a fair bit of heat. Must make sure I have this headset. Charged up as well. Really? $8,575. 8,650. Oh, well done. And a gold. Yay. 32 here on Monday. Oh my god. Where's here? You're off to Sardinia tomorrow, and it could be hotter here than there. However, I knew where I'd rather. You know where you'd rather be. Yeah, Sardinia's a nice place. Is that Italy area? Right. This is going to be the last route. What is it going to be? $32. You got to be kind of Sussex, Surrey way. Probably Norfolk. You probably won't have any PC on. It chucks out too much heat. You live in Norfolk. Ah, yeah. Alright, someone type stop. I need the PC on because I'm going to be doing an 8-hour stream. Mind you, I've got the balcony door, and I've got the window, and I've got the fans. The fans will only recirculate the cold heat, the warm heat anyway, so yeah. Plus it's water cooled as well. Oh, Bradley says stop. Daniel says stop. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? The last one for today is... Oh! Bremen Oldenburg. Awesome. Bremen Oldenburg. I played that a few weeks ago, if I remember rightly. My mate said, I was chatting to him about the heat over the weekend. My mate said, oh, he goes, I'll have to get the shorts out. I said, I've been wearing shorts every day since February. He goes, really? I said, yeah. Bro. Big island to the west of Italy. Ah, right. Brilliant. So, Bremen Oldenburg. Nice. So we've got a German route in. We've got a Dutch, English, US, and German route. Must have passed it back in October. Probably. Look at that, an American route up there. And that one. There we go. Bremen Oldenburg, look. Well, let's have the 101 expert on. And we're gonna do a freight. Do we have to? Can I use the BR193? Or am I allowed to, or am I not allowed to? It's up to you. Can I use the BR193? We're gonna do a freight. Was it 2 years ago when we had 40-degree weather? Yes. You have air conditioning in every room with your house. You have shorts and vest on. It was thick snow. Do it. Right. That was my mum, wasn't it? I can always remember my mum. When I did this, when I told her I was gay, That was fucking funny as fuck. I was literally shitting my pants because I didn't know what she'd say, whether she'd kick me out or anything. And it's just like, I just got there and said to her, goes, I've got something to tell you. And she goes, oh, what? She goes, what is it? What have you done now? And I was just like, nothing. And I was just like, what is... I just like turned around and went, I don't have to tell you. I said, but she goes, get on with it. I went, I'm gay. And then she goes, in a best Emperor Palpatine voice, no, you're not. And I went, yeah, I am. And then she looked at me, she goes, don't bring any men back here then. And I was like, okay. Oh dear. She honestly, she was fine with it. She was fine with it. Yeah. I don't think my dad would have been okay with it. I think actually, to be honest, he probably wouldn't have liked it, but he probably would have just shrugged his shoulders and done nothing. But yeah, it was just like, it was so funny with my mum. She was right with it because she said to me, she goes, one Christmas, she goes, what do you want for Christmas? I said, oh, I said, and she goes, don't you dare. She knew exactly what I was going to say. Oh dear. I beg your pardon. It doesn't do it on this one, Bradley, I don't think. No, it doesn't do it. Bugger. Right, what are we doing anyway? I don't freaking know. What's isolated? PZB. Sifa. What was it I wanted? I just wanted to tell her everything what I was and that. And she goes, yeah, funny. Oh yeah, whether I should use the BR18193, which is this one. Now I need to kick that, and that screen's fine. AFB, RFB, RFB, IFB. Got that down to a T. Empty car train? Empty car train. No Robbie Coltrane's here, mate. 2. IFB. RFB. Get in there. No, that won't let me do it. That won't let me do it. Go back there. Oh, I've got to put it in first, haven't I? Right, so let's turn her on first. Put the key in. Dumbass. Zugbeeinflussung. I haven't heard that for a few weeks. Zugbeeinflussung. RFB. 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 Oh my god. Right. Go via location as indicated. Now, as indicated means that we have to go that way. And then basically we've got about another 2 kilometres to go out there. Yay. Right. Let's crack on then. First off though, while the brakes come off, what have we got here? Oh, nice. What locos we got over here? In the storage area. Oh. BR Blue 15 Press Blue 155, DB Red 155, BR 182, 110, 2 110s, 185, and the old 155. No dyspolic stuff. I'm going to have to drive one of these services with the 103s, or the 110s, whatever they're called. Right, let's crack on. Oh, are we Robbie Coltrane's? Or are we Empty Car Train? Oh, hold on. It's R in it. RFB. 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 Control F. There we go. Oh, we can go up one more. There we go. No, it's coal. It is coal. Oh, we're double-headed. Oh, awesome. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Look at that. Double-headed. So we can't go higher than 40, so... That light might change. I've no idea what it was I was wanted. No idea. Are you talking about what route I wanted? I don't know. I don't mind doing Bremen Oldenburg because I quite like it. After we go over this magnet around here somewhere, it should chuck us up a 1000 hertz magnet. There we go. Maybe not then.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Zugbeeinflussung. Soup behind you, son. Was that? No, we'll leave it at 40, I think. No, maybe do 90. Let's do it 60. I'll just leave it at 40 actually. I've not set it, it won't go at 50 or 60, whatever it was. But yeah, you know, bless her, in her last years of life, she definitely wouldn't take shit from anyone. But she was becoming a bit of a handful because she wouldn't listen to what you tell her. And it was becoming more and more difficult with her. And I was starting to lose my patience with her. So, yeah, and it was really hard. It was really, really hard. Oh, I bet. Hold on a minute. Hold on, I've got to take this. Pop. Ooh. Ooh. Oh dear. Wow. Okay, I've just seen the new 701-006 Arterio in GBR livery. Bloody hell. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, that's left Bournemouth Depot tonight, and that's going to Wimbledon overnight. You're going to leave now. Yeah, okay. Cheers, Penguin. It's appreciated. That's how your nan got towards the end. It was so upsetting. Yeah. It was really, to be honest. It's, you know, I don't blame her. She's worked all her life, and the thing is that frustrated her is that she couldn't read books because of her sight. I'm not finishing yet. I'm not going. Yeah, and what have I said? when I finish the stream, because I don't get anything through the stream, so when the stream finishes, then I get the thing. I'll accept it, but because I'll be going but I won't be staying on the PlayStation. So yeah, it will be accepted, but I won't be staying on the PlayStation. So I've got a few other things that I need to do. Which means I can double check something on the PC what I needed to do as well. We're at 50 miles an hour anyway, so we're fine. Is that a turntable over there? No. When I finish the stream, it will come up with a notification. I'll accept it then. But then I will be going off because I need to do stuff on the PlayStation, on the PC. And then I'll be just sitting down watching a film after that. I've been spent most of the day on the PC doing work stuff. Not doing work stuff, but doing stuff. Doing stuff that I need to do. And I'll be on the PC mostly tomorrow afternoon. Oh, they use those in Southeastern Highspeed, those assets, those flats. We will get... No, we won't. Oh, that's... we get restricted. Awesome. So we can now... 60... 50? We're at 50, so we'll do 50. That's 70. What film am I watching? I knew I'd get that. I don't know yet. Well, I might actually probably be a couple of episodes of The Next Generation, because I'm on the 4th, coming up to the end of the third season. Next Generation, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Don't tell me you've not heard of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Please. You've not heard of Star Trek: The Next Generation? As in Star Trek the TV series, then into a film series, then loads of other TV series. You might watch The Transporter tonight. That's a good film. Okay, Mary man, cheers. Thanks for popping in, it's appreciated. You're off to bed now, I was up early for the airport. Good streaming as always, but apart from the crash. Yeah, it's always that, the crash is a pain in the arse. No, that's cool, no, thank you, it's really appreciated. Have a lovely holiday as well. Bradley, you don't tell me you've... No, I am gonna slap you so hard, Bradley. That is just wrong. You cannot sit there and tell me that you've not heard of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Oh, we got my boat here, anywhere. Boaty but boat face, where are you? Right, we're set for... What are we set for? Well, that's good. We just did that as the speed changed. You've heard of it. Why are you typing in caps? You've heard of it but never seen it. Really? Wow. You've watched Red Dwarf. Yeah, to be honest, I've not watched Red Dwarf. I know of it. I've seen clips of it. It's not one of the things that I've watched. It's not one of the shows that appeal to me. Like my mate Andy, the other half of the Railway Dog, he's a Whovian. He's a Doctor Who fan. Me? Nope. It just doesn't. I used to watch it as a kid and I hated it because it scared the shit out of me and I always hide behind... Whoa, down to 7 frames a second there. I'd hide behind the sofa. Yes, I was one of those children that hid behind the sofa. Right, we can go up to 100... I'll go up to 95 with this. I won't do 120 because, yeah, we don't do 120. You thought it was going to be shit, but it's not bad. You hate Doctor Who. You tried to watch it, but couldn't get into it. No, it's just like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, it's on. Do you know what I mean? It's like watching the old original Doctor Who films with the Daleks and that, when you had Bernard Cribbins in it as well. You know. Oh, what's his face from the Railway Children? So yeah, it was. I like watching the films because they were films they were on every now and then. But it was the Daleks, and they scared the shit out of me, along with the Cybermen. But these days, these last few years where they've had Doctor Who on, just nah. It's not one of those. It just doesn't. It doesn't do anything for me, and that's what my mate doesn't understand. It's like, because he said, you like Star Trek, you like Star Wars, why not? Why don't you? He said you even like Blake 7, but you don't like Doctor Who. It's just it's like, I like Spider-Man, but I don't like Superman. I can't get on with Superman, but I love Spider-Man, and you two can for $5. No, you know what I mean? It's just weird. I can get on or not with Batman. You know, it's weird because I have my mum bought me for my birthday a dressing gown. It's a double-sided dressing gown, DC Heroes dressing gown. One part is, it's a Batman cape with a big massive yellow and black Batman sign on the back of it. You turn it inside out and it's a Superman cape with a Superman emblem on it. And it's a dressing gown. It's so cool. And when I had my I had to have this nerve block done after I had my hernia operation. I actually wore that in the hospital because I had to stay there overnight, unfortunately. And yeah, the nurse was chatting to me. She goes, she goes, so you're a DC fan? I went, no. I said, I quite like the Marvel Universe. She goes, well, why have you got Superman and Batman dressing gown? And she goes, hold on. She goes, is that one? I went, yeah. And she looked at it and she goes, oh, it's double-sided. I went, yeah. And she goes, why haven't you got like a Marvel one? I said, because she saw Batman and Superman. So yeah, but I've got a lot of the Marvel films. I don't think I have any Superman films. I have the Spider-Man films, and I have Venom as well. But I just don't have literally. I do not have any Batman films. How weird is that? I just do not have them. I don't mind them. Toby will always be the best. Oh god, yeah. I don't I don't like what they're doing with the Marvel universe now. This is what happens when you just too many people, companies gets involved. I mean, I'd love to see The Mandalorian tomorrow, but I've got to keep a roof over my head. That comes first. I can always buy the DVD at some point, the Blu-ray at some point, and yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, you know, it's just something to look forward to. I think actually at some point over the weekend I am going to attempt the Super Star Destroyer. It possibly will be Sunday afternoon. I can whack this up to 100. I can do it 105. It might not like it at 105. I might have to go back to 100. Unfortunately, my Spider-Man films are DVD. They're not Blu-ray. But you know, it is what it is. I've got a load of DVDs that, because I need the money, I might actually just block them up and just take them down to CEX, chuck them over there. I don't want in-game credit, in-store credit. I need to. I'm sure I've signed up with CEX because I bought a Elgato thingy pad off them. I need to get that set up on the PC. It's 28 kilometers to go. So 701006 is now out on its way to Wimbledon in GBR livery. Oh. I think I got the last disc of season 3, which will be Transfigurations and the Best of Both Worlds Part 1. But I might just forgo Transfigurations and I've got the Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2 as a 90-minute TV movie on Blu-ray. So I might just get that out and stick that on. It's one of the best episodes of The Next Generation. Buzzing about your place, I take it. You love Edward. Why is he in a uniform and a hat? He's driving a freight train. I've never seen a DB driver in a uniform and hat with a tie. You love Edward. Edward Woodward? Edward Scissorhands? Edward the Blue Engine? What? Who? Pray tell. Oh, a double header. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2 BR193s, and we are going like they're clappers. Edward from Thomas and Friends. Ah, yes. I have 2 episodes of them to do. One will be released next week, and the other one will be released the week after. I have Gordon currently on at the front page of the YouTube page, and he's doing quite well. 700 odd views, and I'm like, really? I tell you what, those 700 odd views, and this is, if you think that you're going to make money from YouTube, those 700 views for Thomas and Friends, those 700 odd views have made me 91 pence. So think how many views that video will have to get the likes of 35 grand. So now you see where YouTube, you don't really get a lot of money. You don't really make a lot of money. Your goal is 1K subscribers? Yeah, but how many subscribers have you got at the moment? You have a friend who has 1 million subs and she hardly makes any money. Yep, exactly. You're halfway, 500. Oh, well done, Bradley. Living on a prayer, probably. Do you have 65? Okay. Right, can I make a suggestion? You have 585. Oh, awesome, Bradley. That's good. Can I make a suggestion, Ali? Whereas you say your target, your goal is 1K, 1,000 subscribers. Hold on. That's good. That's a long-term goal. And keep that in the back of your head, back of your mind, okay? Think small. This is how I did it. This is for me. I know I am in no means an expert. For me, it was to get 50. If I got 50, great, we'll go for the next. We'll go to 100. Get 100 subscribers, do 250. Get 250 subscribers. Get that. Okay, let's go for 500. Get 500 subscribers. Awesome. Let's go for 1,000. So do it in segments. Work it up that way. It's so much easier. If you look at that 1K, that goal is great for a long-term goal. But look at it in little segments, in chunks. It's. How did I know your first goal was 100? That's what mine was. That's it. That's what you need to do. 1K, even, you know, is a good long-term goal. No. Go for the little chunks, because it will take you longer to get 250. Do I use YouTube Buddy? No. I don't use any third-party software to do YouTube. It's all done on me. The only thing I use is, like what I said earlier, on my thumbnails, is Canva to design my thumbnails, if I use them. Mainly I use Canva on my like the Thomas videos, the real life videos, real life train videos, but not very rarely on the live streams. I do occasionally, but not very often. Yeah, Canva is free. Just go to canva.com, canva.com, and just sign up there for an account, and basically you can subscribe to it, and you get more and more stuff, more and more options, or you go for the free route and you get less, but you've got enough there to keep you going. I mean, I've taught myself how to use it over the last year or so, so yeah. And you can subscribe for like a month for £30 or something like that, I think. I can't remember what it was. But then after 30 days, you just cancel it. But yeah, Ali, what I would suggest is basically just do it in small chunks. It will take you longer from 100 to 200. But you are doing it gradually. You are doing it right. Don't just go from 100 to 1k. Just do it in small steps. There's no rush to get there. You always have trouble making thumbnails. Well, look at some of my thumbnails. I use the screenshots from the game. I use the screenshots from the photos. But I've been starting to do that for about nearly a year now. So, but it's like I was experimenting with Canva before I got my thumbnails, not my thumbnails, my memberships. And this is where, like, you see the little badge that Bradley has and my other members. That was all designed in Canva, and I was like, when I found out I had to design. You don't have to, but you can design the badges and everything. I was like, I had no clue. And I thought, hold on, why don't I just put the badges like the colour of like the current like liveries that we have, the railway liveries, like Network Southeast, EWS, Freightliner, that sort of thing. And that's what I've done. And yeah, it's just, you come up with sometimes all you got to do is sit down in front of the TV. And then just like, oh man, sit down on the TV and then just don't have to be on a computer. Just there you go. You've now got 66 subscribers, Ali. You started YouTube back in 2019, but you stopped because the farm took most of your time. But you're thinking of going back. Yeah, just to be honest, YouTube, and if you're working on the farm, I don't know, do you own the farm or do you work on the farm or what? But you can make the farm as part of your YouTube as well, your YouTube channel. So anyone wants to subscribe to Farmer Dan or Ali, go ahead and do it. Get them some subscribers. Boom. You've now got 882 subscribers. What got me was the editing that gets me. You own the farm but sold it. Ah, right, okay. Editing is a pain in the arse. I mean, when I lost my computer, I lost my editing software. I can't afford to buy the really decent editing software. Just can't afford it. So I use Clipchamp, which is whatever it's called. I call it Chimpchamp or something like that. It's Clipchamp. It's Microsoft's own. It's not bad. It does the job. I don't really want to go into snazzy bloody graphics whizzing around the screen. I just want to do my videos, cut them together, edit them together, boom, render them, and then they're gone. So, you know, that is what I do. And I mean, I've got loads of videos from 2023 still yet to load up. All the videos that I've done, the train videos from 2023, 24, 25, and so far this year, they're all to go up. You sub that, it's appreciated. That's the problem. Everything, it's all gone up because basically people are streaming, people are creating videos. Elgato was so cheap back in the day. Now it's just expensive as hell. GoPro cameras were so cheap, but now they're expensive. You're so much better. Even at the point DJI Osmo, they were really cheap. Now they've gone up in the mainstream. They are quite expensive. So, you know, so if you all want to have in the chat, you all want to have a massive subscribe thing to each other's channels, just go ahead. You know, don't be scared to subscribe. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't like their content, just put your personalised your bell icon as personalised, and if you want new uploads or whatever, that's how you do it. I have normal. I don't know. I don't think it's a 4K Elgato capture card, but I need something else for it. From the PlayStation to the PC, and I just can't be asked because the PlayStation's here in front of me, the PC's over the other side of the room, and I'm just not. At my old place, the room was designed for it. I could do it, but then the PC wasn't strong enough for it. This place, the PC really isn't, I don't think, strong enough to take the signal because it's not 4K. But the PlayStation is nowhere near it. It's across the other side of the room. So I tend to see it as it, you know, I'm happy that I can stream Train Sim World on the PC. I get early access for the PC and as well as PS5 for Train Sim World. So yeah, I'm happy and I'm grateful. I mean, my main aim is that I need to get a job. So working with social media, my photos, the video editing, I can't really put it down as a skill for my jobs and skills. Well, I could do, but you know, I've been told by some companies, yeah, they say you use that as a hobby and not professional. But there again, I have experience in using Canva, which is a professional web-based tool. I taught myself how to use it. Basically, the way you do things is just do it. Don't be scared to use it. I taught myself HTML up to the point of where I could happily do it. The HTML, that is, before Bradley starts getting a little bit weird. You know what I mean, Bradley. Are we going to get down to 70? In college you did media, which is involved using Adobe software, and I posted your exam and you passed your exam but you still have problems. Oh god, yeah. Right, this should go green, in theory. But yeah, it's just trial and error. Just trial and error. Just, you know, if you're not sure, just play with stuff. You don't have to publish it. You know, it's like some of the stuff, how I worked out now with the thumbnails. I'm thinking, you know, I quite like that format, and I know some people are doing away with, and I know some of the ambassadors are, and I agree to a degree with them for it, but they're doing away with their Dovetail ambassador because some people are getting a lot of shit for being an ambassador. Some people are getting, it's a lot of it is comments that some people get in because they're an ambassador for Dovetail, and that does lead to a downside in your mental health because people are constantly basically verbally abusing you in your comments. I mean, I know some guy that even in the live streams from Dovetail, certain people call him out saying that, oh, he's buying subs. He said, I'll report him because you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to buy subs. You know? And it's not that at all. It's basically they work their arse off. Right, I wonder, is the bridge up? If the bridge is up, then... No, the bridge isn't up. Why is that then? Is the bridge going up? Oh, that's why, that train's going. Nothing there. No boaty McBoaty. Oh, it's a 101. There we go. But yeah, for me personally, I just had to learn everything. I was supposed to be doing a computer course, and then I stopped October last year because I went to work at Amazon. Naturally, they didn't keep me on, which is where all the shit this year's gone. You know, it's one of those things. I would have loved to stayed on at Amazon. Would have loved to have been employed, but it is what it is. It didn't happen, and you know, not much I can do about it. But yeah, just, you know, just take your time. There's no rush to get to 1,000 subs. You know, if you do well at what you do, then you'll be at 1,000 subs in no time. And then from there, do 1,500. Work to 2,000. Me, I mean, my sub limit, I think it's currently at the moment is 3,640 odd. I'll be happy when I get to 4,000. Then I'll think, okay, let's do 5,000. How long did it take me to edit a video? Well, I use Clipchamp. To edit depends on the length of video, the stuff that I have to do. So sometimes, if it's one where there's like 4, 5, 6 different clips and they all have captions and everything on them and all that sort of palaver, then it can take anything up to half a day. I know my mate the Southerner, it can take him a good few hours to edit them because he has loads of videos to clump together. This should bring up a magnet. There you go. See, Bradley, I'm learning this. It can take, yeah, I think if it's like, if it's, say, like the video that I shot today, it's 10.9 gig in size, so it's about an hour long. I'll trim a couple of bits off at the top before I start speaking. There'll be a couple of little bits added in. So that'll probably take me about 30 minutes. But it will take about an hour and a half to upload to YouTube. Then about another 30 to 40 minutes just to do all the bits for it. Use Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh, cool. I have no idea how that works. So that's another thing that if I ever get that, I would have to learn it. But yeah, I have no clue. Another BL101 there. So yeah, anything from to edit a video from half an hour through to about 8 or 9 hours sometimes. So the ones that I've done, I mean the Thomas one that I've done, the last one, I did recorded two Thomas videos a day. The second one has to have some editing done, so that will take me about an hour to 2 hours to do. But it's not as long as the Train Sim World Journeys. Adobe is very hard to use. Yeah, mine's not 4K. They're just 1080p because I can't afford software. I can't afford to subscribe to Microsoft Clipchamp to upload 4K videos for YouTube. I just can't do it. I gotta think. I just gotta go basic. Unfortunately, I just have to go basic, which because I'm not earning any money. I'm not working, so yeah, and I can't really take YouTube up as full time because it won't pay enough. BCP maneuver on Antelope, you're bored. BCP maneuver is couple everything and just go for it. Are we going to spad? We are not going to spad this. Yay! 7,915. Do I always talk in my videos? Yes. I don't. I mean, to be honest, and I know this is a bit weird. I absolutely hated talking in my live streams. I just sound so unprofessional. Yeah, I just sound so unprofessional while talking in them. But now I'm just like talking to you as though I've known you for years. Do you know what I mean? Now, when I do my recorded videos, I just treat it as though I'm talking to people on the live stream. So it kind of, doing the live streams and doing the normal videos kind of pay off towards each other because you're talking and it makes you more comfortable, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I mean, I generally tend to ask questions in there as well because I want people to comment on the videos. The more comment and interaction I get on videos, it helps. The only problem I do have with videos is that, like, if you need to talk to me on chat, then basically, hold on 2 seconds. Let me just do. Hold on. I need a P&B and I need to get a drink. I know I'll be finishing in a bit, but I just want to stay in chat a second. So let me just go on here. Where do we want to go? Right, bear with me for 2 seconds. I just need a P&B. Sorry. that in a second. Let me just get some orange and I'll come back. Oh, I've still got my drink here. No, that's fine. What about that? Sorry. Right. Okay. Oh. Right. Where are we? Do you know where we are? Hold on a sec. Where are we? Is that the main line there? The main line's there. Oh, this is the old Plaza Thura sidings. Okay, let's pop over here. This is where they blow the horns, isn't it? It's here somewhere. I know it is. Right, I stay here. There's nothing coming, so we'll be fine. Yeah, yeah. You'll see that. Don't always believe that. When you watch the video, the rail journey video, which hopefully will be released later tomorrow. Don't always believe that. There's nothing coming. Right. Okay. So you're just going for it. Beckett, BCP maneuvers. Do you always talk in your videos? Yes. Because I think it's a lot easier to talk because you then can you can relate to people, and it kind of, I think after a while you get used to doing it. It settles your nerves. It's hard at first to do, but yeah, it's a bit weird to get used to it first because it's like you're talking to yourself, which in effect you are. And I have had the guy above me. He goes every now and then. He said I hear voices downstairs. He says it's like you're talking to someone. He goes, how many? He goes, it's like quite often. And it's just like I turned around, I said I actually do live streaming on YouTube, so I also record videos. I said so I'm commentating. He goes, oh, he goes, I always thought you had someone in there with you. I went, no. I said it's just me in there. He goes, oh, so he said if I hear you talking, he said then basically you're online, you're on YouTube. I went yes. So yeah. So yeah, it's I mean, I don't know if you talk chat. I know Bradley sometimes does on his. Would I recommend it? Yes, I definitely recommend. I definitely recommend that people would talk on the videos because it gets you that eventually when you do start doing live streams, it is inevitable, unless you're doing something really, really wrong, that you get used to chatting to people like in the comments. So if you don't, if you're doing something really, really wrong in your videos, and you're chatting but no one's talking to you or no one turns up, then you got to step back a bit and think, what am I doing wrong? Look at other people. Look at how they do. And chatting, you know, it's entirely up to you, but chatting is a good way. It calms your nerves. But at first, you know, I think when I first started streaming, it was just Bradley that was in my live streams, and then more and more people eventually over a few months came in, and I now have the little base that I have, especially like most of the people in the Discord server sort of thing. So yeah. Bradley's still going for it. For Melt depends. Oh, for Bradley it depends. Bradley. Oh, Farmer Dan. You used to, but you don't like to now. I think the problem is, I think it also helps that if you're doing something a certain way, and then people will think, well, why is he doing it like that? You can then explain it to them. I never know. Bradley, if this is a video, if it's a video or a stream when I'm not one of my characters, because Bradley does characters, I can't remember who they are. I was thinking one is Phil, I think, I'm not sure. Is that HST coming up? It is. A couple of HST tones. Oh, hello! That's me blowing that horn! Yeah, I've... Again, I mean, it's down on the sort of video for that, I think, because you do certain types. But I think live streams, I think you should talk, to be honest, which you do anyway. Farmer Dan, you ever show your face? No. There are reasons. Basically, because how I see it is, A, I'm quite often to picking my nose. That is one of the reasons why I don't, because, and I'll let you into a little secret. The other day, these headsets that I have, these what are they? SteelSeries Arctic Pros or something like that, which Mark donated to me. These are wireless. Now, the other day I had a PMB and I completely forgot to take these off. So I had a wee, and everyone heard it in the stream. The fuck? Oh, that was awesome. That's 3 of them. So yeah, you do forget sometimes. So if I was to have a camera on, it would only be on the PC. If I was to have a camera, I have such a horrible habit of picking my nose. And people will see it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at probably doing... I could do a little stream like this as a Q&A session, because I've never ever done one before. This is kind of a bit of a Q&A session. So another train coming off to the right there as well. I could do a Q&A session, but it'll be on the PC and there'll be a camera there. So for a Q&A session, yes. For a stream, possibly no, because I'd be too busy picking my nose. Paul Dorset, I don't know what that is. Bradley. He's got a face for radio, trust me. Oh, thanks. Gordon is on the scrapyard now. Oh, awesome. We are replacing Gordon. Why? So we've got about Phil. Who's Phil? Oh, Phil. Yeah. Was just me and Jack as we both turned up the same day. Yes, Jack and Bradley. Yeah. Hi, Ali again. We are replacing Gordon for now. Gordon is on the scrapyard now. He's got a face for radio. Yes, I have. Joking. Can we see you on the Railway Dog? Yes. Oh, you can see me on the Railway Dog. Yes. There is an episode of the Railway Dog for June. We are. I am actively. I've got about 3 or 4 people that I'm in contact with myself for the Railway Dog. I think it was also GWR Photography. I think it was who was there. Yeah, you can definitely see me on the Railway Dog. If you look at the Railway Dog podcasts, you'll see me there, Hentis Rail. I definitely have a face for radio. But then again, some people say I look like Matt. But then again, I say Matt looks like me. Matt Peddleston, Trains in World producer. We both have decent hair for it. But yeah, it's... do you know what? You know, Ali, when you said about Gordon's going for scrap, that got me thinking about something that really upset some model railway people a few weeks ago. There was some guy asking a question on Facebook. I can't remember what it was, and he was going on about something or other, and do you apply Rule 1? It could be twins. No. Never see them in the same room. Okay. So basically, this guy said something about, do you apply Rule 1 or do you actually... If you don't know what Rule 1 in model railway terms is, Rule 1 is basically, it's your model railway, you do what you want, regardless of what people tell you. It's yours, you pay for it, you design it, you do what you want. And there's someone just saying about something, I can't remember. He said, do you apply Rule 1? And I think it's like, do you have mixed, like, do you run steam locos? Do you run prototypical formations? Do you, or does Rule 1 exist? And hold on, just gonna have a drink. I've got a bit of a dry throat. And I posted, headlong, and posted, and made the comment, I have the Flying Scotsman and loco, I said, and it hauls freight. I said, not just any freight, not Marks and Spencer's freight either. I said, it hauls my nuclear flask wagon around. And, oh boy, did I set off a little bit of a bonfire and a spark. Yes, he's asked. I have asked them. He said I can actually put them up on my page as well. So yeah, they are nice shots. It's a bit short. It's a bit dark there though. That was at Branksome. So yeah, I upset a few people by saying that I use what locos I want to run what I want. And when I turned around and said the Flying Scotsman was last seen hauling a nuclear waste container and a guards van around, and that really got up some people's backs. And one of them private messaged me, and I actually ended up reporting him to the thingy because it's a quite insulting post. Just finished your burgers and chips. You never told me. And yeah, I just basically said, look, at the end of the day, mate, I bought it, I paid for it out of my money, my hard-earned money, and I made the model railway. It's mine to do. No beans. Yeah. So yeah, basically, there are some really finicky people about, but I don't care. at the end of the day, it's my model railway. I tend to run. I tend to run prototypical, but I run what I want. Not today. You've already had about 5 or 6 trains down here. Don't tell him about your heritage railway. No, you have a heritage railway somewhere of stuff. I mean, well, the premise of what is the premise of Burton Road? Basically, Burton Road is named after my mum, my late mum. I named it actually. She found out what the name was, but about a year before she died. And she loved it actually. And it is a depot basically. And basically it's owned by Hentis Rail, which is a locomotive leasing company. And it means that I can run anything I bloody want. I can buy any loco, any class of loco, any steam loco, any coach, any wagon, anything I want, and I can run it on that railway. Sittingham Holt. Sounds a bit like Sittingbourne Holt, really? No, but that's good. I like it. That's, you know, and it's the thing is though, it's always what you want to do. That's the whole idea of what the railway, the depot is. It's just basically a place where there are coaches, wagons, locomotives. I have an 86, 87, 90, 92. Don't have an 89 or 91, but you never know. I have the Flying Scotsman. I have 258s, 260s, a 37, 247s, 373s, 250s, 333s. I have a Smoky Joe steam loco, which is actually battery powered and not steam powered anymore. So yeah, your model rail. I also have Thomas the Tank Engine, which has now been transferred from the island of Sodor Railways and now works, and now is owned by Burton Hentis Rail at Burton Road and allocated to Burton Road. He's a useless idiot as well. Yeah, Thomas. Do you know what? I got Thomas the Tank Engine just so it upsets the purists. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? You get all these people saying, "Oh, that will never be an exhibition. You'll never be an exhibition. It's not good enough." Oh well. Do you think I made it to be an all exhibition? Not really. You know, that's the sort of my attitude. Well, fuck you then. You know, go elsewhere. You get plenty more exposure on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook than what you would at some one-off exhibition. You've had the Thomas model for 24 years. Oh wow, awesome. But yeah, you know, I've got a 58 on loan, and Andy gave me his duplicate class 25. So yeah, still runs like new. Yeah, is it the Hornby one? So I think Hornby did them back then. I don't think Barkman did. Yeah, yeah, because the one I got is Barkman, but it's DC ready, DCC ready. Sorry, I have taken to get it, to put the chip in. You basically you have to lift the cab and the cab sides off, and then basically you take the blanking plate off, put the decoder in, whatever it is, and then obviously you go from there. So it's all DCC ready. You don't really hear the rail singing well from up on the bridge, but it's quite nice that he's put this in the old thingy. Right, guys, I am going to have to go. I hope you have enjoyed this. If the message doesn't come through tonight, Ali, it will come through because I'm on the PlayStation again tomorrow night. I'm going to be playing some GTA Online, but I just usually play it on my own. So I don't usually have friends on that. But it might be GTA or BF6, I don't know, depending what I feel like. But yeah, the next stream will be... Farmer Dan, you're off to bed. You didn't realise it's midnight. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the... No, that's cool. No worries. Appreciate it. You'll go back and watch part 1 now. Yeah, sorry, Daniel. Yeah, blame YouTube for that. Bastards. Have a look at when I yeeted the coal popper. The coplopper yeeted me off. That was quite funny. But yeah, guys, thank you all very much. I will see you on... There, hopefully, I will make the announcement tomorrow if I can get it done. It's going to be about 90-minute to nearly 2 hours upload to YouTube. It's about 10 meg, 10 gig even. So that video should be there tomorrow. Then Saturday it's going to be UK Route Lucky Dip. Sunday it's the members only for Construction Sim 2022. And then Monday's the big one, which is the 8-hour PC stream for on-track simulation. Euston, Milton Keynes. You won't have long to wait. It's the first one. Euston, Milton Keynes Southern route. So the new timetable on there. That was a farewell HST one. Wendy likes a big one. I bet she does. Right, guys, anyway, thank you all very much. Really, really appreciate it. So have a good rest of the night, and I will see some of you on Discord tomorrow. I might hopefully see some of you in the stream Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or hopefully all 3. Anyway, guys, thank you all very much, and I will speak to you later. Bye-bye.